foundational truths that God has molded into my soul through suffering. First, our lives were created for God's glory. I like to think about it like this. God is designing a beautiful tapestry from our lives. We are cloth in His hands. Right now, we only see threads and colors, but when we get to heaven, we will see the finished work in all its beauty. In that moment, everything will make sense. We will see God's completed plan and finally have the answer to every question. Second, God uses our lives to bring healing to the watching world around us. In John chapter 9, Jesus gives sight to a blind man. Although He could have performed His miracle with a single word, He didn't. Instead, He scooped up dirt, spit into the dirt, and formed clay, which He then spread over the blind man's eyes. The man received his sight. You and I are just like that clay in Jesus' hands. We start out as dirt, then Jesus brings His life to us in an invitation to become part of the miracle of sight and healing. He doesn't have to use us, but He does. Y'all, He loves us so much that He wants to let us be part of His work. We are like cloth and clay in His hands. Many of you have followed my story over the past several years, and you have truly helped me survive some of my hardest moments. When my husband Clay was diagnosed with glioblastoma in 2016, we were shocked. Our world came to a screeching halt when we received that diagnosis. Clay was given 3 months to live, but God intervened and gave us 16 wonderful months to enjoy the end of his life. As our story spread and many of you followed along, I began blogging about the work God was doing in us, and it blossomed into a beautiful ministry. Through this season, God birthed a desire in my heart to minister to people in times of suffering and devastation. I have experienced His comfort, and I've come to a more complete understanding of why He allows His children to suffer the pains of this life. Accepting this truth He's imparted to me has literally enabled me to rejoice in my suffering. But that's not enough. I want to see you rejoice in your suffering too. I want to see us all victorious and excited about the trials of this life. I know, that sounds crazy. Excited about trials? But I promise it is a possibility when you understand how God uses our suffering to bring glory to Himself. And you can do it. You can be an integral part of God's miracles as you become like cloth and clay in His hands. This is the heart behind Cloth and Clay Ministries. As we surrender to the plans of God, we are woven into beautiful tapestries. We are molded into clay in the hands of Jesus. Follow along with my friends and I as we work to bring you timely content, teachings, and encouragement. Join us as we work toward offering you the opportunity to experience God's healing at this beautiful retreat center. He always does so much more than we can ask or think. I stand here at this door and I pray for you. I have imagined many of you walking through this door, broken, hurt, struggling, but leaving through this same door, healed, filled with purpose and rejoicing. Oh, y'all, I can't wait. It is going to be so beautiful. When we are healed, we can become an instrument of healing to the broken. We are cloth and clay in His hands.